I can feel the trolls and get a haircut and beard shave comments building up, but let's get into it. I'm Todd, and welcome to the Independent Conversation Show. So, I almost jumped on and did a video at 3 o'clock in the morning yesterday because, alright, so there has been so much debate from The View to lawyers to this, that, okay, the lawyers get credibility on this, the non lawyers don't. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about this jurist who did a CNN interview, and she did one other, I forgot which network already, interview about her time as now. This is what is the important part. Her jury has been dismissed, and she was on the special grand jury that is not in session. They made their recommendations. The indictments and persons of interests are moving on to a totally new grand jury. She's completely dismissed. Also, she has not made names or criminality recommendations. She's been very clear about that. She only really mentioned that she was, giggly about, she would want to swear Donald Trump in. Okay, so, a lot of people are interested in, seeing presidents. I actually kind of get that, even though I'm not the biggest Trump fan. So, but the amount of ridicule this girl is receiving. She's 30 years old. This is probably her first jury assignment. And she was actually the foreperson, so I actually have to give her credit for taking civic responsibility. But let's bring up some historical reference. There have been jurors who have talked to the media after high profile cases. I can think of two. The Michael Jackson case. Please, Michael Jackson fans, don't come after me. I still have my front row ticket for the This Is It concert. That's how much of a fan I was. I paid £2,600 for, a show that never happened. And also, so the jury, they literally went and talked to the press right after they were dismissed. And also, I'm old enough to remember when the jury talked after the O.J. Simpson case, and even Robert Blake, and there have been a list of mile long of now this is the other word, dismissed, because the law clearly states if a juror who is currently in session, meaning in trial, or currently discussing deliberations to bring up current charges or ongoing investigations, that could be a heyday for any defense attorney. But so what she literally did was just talk about nothing. She just talked about the process. She did not talk about charges. She did not talk about specific people. She was very vague. So there's really nothing substantial that a defense attorney, because I have a respect of law better than anybody, that I was even one of those genius kids that, when I went to a program called Boys State, that even after, the practice exam that they give for just the mock entry, I had a defense attorney say, okay, well, if you're such a smarty pants, I have the real bar exam. Let's see how you do, as a practice run. And I passed that at 16 years old. And so I know the law better than anybody. And I know the rules and regs regarding that. And, if I wanted to, I could probably still become a lawyer. But I didn't, because I wanted to become a doctor then. So now, this is my criticism. Like Sunny Hostin on The View. She's a lawyer. She did not mention anything that I just said. Even some of these internet commentators who are lawyers, they've been outraged, because she talked to the media. They all did not mention she's dismissed. So this is what I talk about when people say that there are so many biases in corporate media. You all just literally helped Trump's narrative, but you did not point out the factual narrative that there is literally another side. She did not discuss charges. She did not discuss people of interest. She did not. Yes, she mentioned Donald Trump, but she did not say if he was being charged, yada, yada, yada. She made a vague reference to the January 6th Commission, and that's a public thing. It's not a private investigation. It was a public investigation. But no, nobody talked about any of this. So if you are going to make assumptions about things, you have to have the full spectrum of the law, because there is, yes, loopholes, but there's also good arguments to be made both for and against when you look at a biased jury.